Hi, in this tutorial we are going to create a dual lighting effect in Photoshop. We will use smart objects for the main subject, making it a reusable PSD template where the subject or model can be replaced with any photo. Additionally, we will apply slight curve layer adjustments to match each new photo. Let's get started. First, create a new document with dimensions of 3840 by 2160 pixels. Set the resolution to 300 pixels per inch, the color mode to RGB at 8-bit, and the color profile to sRGB. Then click Create. Add a solid color layer and set it to black or any dark color you want for the background. Remove the default background layer since we don't need it. Drag the model image onto the canvas and rename it Before. Duplicate the model image and place the Before layer beneath the solid color layer. Select the duplicate, remove the background, and to refine the hair, double-click the layer mask. In the Properties panel that opens, activate the Refine Edge Brush tool. Select Object Aware, use the square bracket keys to adjust the brush size, and brush over the hair edges to remove any background leftovers. Adjust the sliders to find the best settings for your image. Once you're done, click OK and rename the layer Model. Now we are going to create a smoke effect to enhance the background. Add a new empty layer above the model layer. Then go to Filter, Render, Clouds, enlarge it, and confirm. Add a layer mask to the clouds. Change the blend mode to lighter color and set the opacity to 50%. Add a levels adjustment layer. Reduce the midtones to around 0.85. Move the model layer to the top. Then select the clouds layer mask. Set the foreground and background colors to white and black by pressing the D key on your keyboard, and press Ctrl-Delete on Windows or Command-Delete on Mac to apply the background color to the mask. Select all the layers except the model layers, group them, and name the group Background. Next, we are going to adjust the highlights and shadows of the model to align with the light sources. Add a curves adjustment layer and increase the highlights. Then, press Ctrl-Delete on Windows or Command-Delete on Mac to fill the layer mask with the background color, which is black. With the layer mask selected, activate the brush tool. Adjust the flow amount accordingly, use the soft round brush preset, and brush over the areas where you want to enhance the highlights. As shown earlier in this video, the light comes from the left and right sides. So brush over the left and right sides of the model, as these areas will be mostly exposed to the dual lighting effect. Rename the curves layer to Highlights, and make sure to clip it to the model layer so it only affects the model image. For the shadows adjustment, add another curves adjustment layer and increase the shadow intensity until the desired area, such as the hat, darkens. Clip it to the model image. Then, fill the layer mask with black. Adjust the flow amount accordingly and brush over the areas where you want to reduce the highlights. So, with the curves layer mask selected, brush over the target areas with white to gradually apply the highlights or shadows adjustments. For clarity, rename the curves layer to Shadows. As mentioned earlier, every time you change the model image, you will need to reset the layer masks of these curves layers back to completely black and adjust the highlights and shadows to align with the dual lighting effect. If you want to see the before and after, hold Alt-Shift on Windows or Option-Shift on Mac and click the Before Layer's eye icon. To return the layers to their previous state, use the same shortcut. Now, we're going to adjust the tonal range of the model image to enhance the dual lighting effect while making its shadows appear dimmer. Add a levels adjustment layer at the top, reduce the midtones slightly, increase the highlights, and adjust the output's highlight slider to set the highlight limit as desired. Clip it to the model layer. Next, duplicate the clouds layer and move it to the top. Rename the duplicate to Smoke Front and the original to Smoke Background. Select the layer mask and using a soft round brush at 40% flow, brush around the dual lighting sources to reveal the smoke effect. Then, using a lower flow amount, brush on the duplicate's layer mask to reveal smoke in front of the model image. Take your time to shape the smoke effect to enhance the dual lighting source. You may also want to add a thinner smoke effect in front of and behind the model. Use a low brush flow amount for better control. Brush on the smoke layer mask with white to reveal the smoke, and use black to reduce excessive smoke. Next, let's add the dual lighting effect. Add the first solid color layer and set the color to your preference. Change the blend mode to lighten and set the opacity to 60%. For the second color, duplicate the color fill layer and change it to a different color. Add a guide and place it in the center. Activate the gradient tool, select the first color fill layer's mask, and use the white to black gradient preset. Then, apply the gradient from left to right, with white covering about 3/4 of the area. Select the second color fill layer's mask and apply the gradient from right to left in the same way. Next, add a brightness contrast adjustment layer and adjust the settings to your liking. Group these layers and name the group colors. Open the blending options dialog box, hold Alt on Windows or Option on Mac, and under the underlying layer, drag the right half of the shadows slider to smooth the transition. Click OK to confirm. Then add a levels adjustment layer and feel free to adjust the sliders to enhance the tonal range for the best results. Select the model layer along with its clipping masks, then convert them into a smart object and rename it Model. Duplicate this layer and place the duplicate at the top. Then go to Filter, Other, High Pass, set the radius to 10, confirm, and change the blend mode to Soft Light. Rename this layer Sharpness. To create a smart object that allows easy image replacement, simply duplicate the model layer. Remove the smart filter. Rename it Placeholder. Set both opacity and fill to 0% and change the blend mode to normal. Press enter or return to confirm. So, if you need to change the model image, double-click the placeholder layer's icon, drag your new image onto the canvas, and confirm. Then, remove the background, adjust the size and position, and deactivate all the layers underneath. It's recommended to apply the same clipping mask to the new image as we did earlier. Save the changes, and the model image will be replaced. That's how you create a dual lighting effect in Photoshop. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to share them in the comments section below. Don't forget to support this channel by hitting like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.